because that's just how I'm feeling right now. And I wanted to just go over a reflection of motherhood, closing chapters, and honestly just allowing myself to shine my light. Okay. So I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time, but I wanted to dive into this pretty again, this is something that I am being real and raw about. And so I just felt led to come in here and share my heart with you all. So if you're watching my live or you're going to be watching my replay, just make sure you comment replay. But I just want to say thank you for being here. This is real. It's tender for me, and it's still unfolding in my life right now. And so, motherhood has changed me in ways that honestly I never expected to. And it has refined me in so many good ways. It has slowed me down, and it has made me ask really hard questions about alignment, obedience, and purpose. Okay. And let me hold on one second. I've got to change. I'm just going to do I'll just do my microphone. It's fine. Making sure y'all can hear me because I don't think y'all can. So we're going to put my podcast mic back up here and keep going. Again, this is real and raw, so it is what it is at this point. And so it is made me motherhood has made me ask the hard questions about alignment, about obedience, about purpose. And over the past few years, all my social media, I have poured my heart into my journey with It Works. I did It Works Global for 6 years. And then now making the official announcement today on my Libby June Boutique Facebook page that I'm officially closing the doors and the chapter of that officially in 2026. And there were wins, there were lessons, there were moments that I was proud of, and moments that I was completely exhausted, I'm going to be honest. And in this season, God has made it very clear. He has made it very clear to me that these chapters are closing in my life. And not because they were bad, but not because I didn't try, but because they have served their purpose. And so, it's funny because the first live that I just did was on the book that I'm reading, A Savvy's Christian Guide to Life. And, one of the reflection questions is anchoring to Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 through 16. And, Jesus says, we are the salt of the earth, the light of the world. And, salt has a purpose, and light has a purpose. And when salt is spread too thin, it loses its effectiveness. And when light is hidden, it can't shine the way it was intended to. So becoming a mother has shown me that I'm carrying too much, that I was carrying too much, in the beginning seasons of having a newborn and, going into toddler. We're in the toddler stage right now, but not because I was capable, but that I wasn't capable, but because I wasn't meant to carry it all anymore on my own in the flesh. And so, my energy that I have is sacred. Like, it is. Like, my health matters, my presence matters on where I'm at with my walk with Jesus Christ, with my walk with being a wife, with being a mom to a busy boy. And so that matters. But also what in the most important obedience would be to God. That's what matters the most. So closing the boutique and, stepping away from It Works Global, it's not failure. I feel like it's a calling to be an obedient in my life of what God is calling me to do. Because I don't know what next is. All I know is that I need to keep walking in his walk, in his life of just not trying to focus on like a 1 year plan or a 5 year plan or a 10 year plan. I feel like it's obedience, and it is choosing alignment over attachment. And it is trusting God enough to let go, because I have a hard time letting go of things. But it will work out. I know it will work out. And I don't want my child to remember a mom who is always busy. I don't want, him to remember, and if them, plural, maybe one day I'll have another child. But I don't want my child or my future children to remember me always like burnout and exhausted. I want them to remember me who was faithful, who listened to God, who talked with God, who prayed to God, and walked in his presence, um with my business, with life, and alignment, okay? And I want to be one to listen. And I'm not afraid to release what's no longer serving me in my life. And so God is teaching me to be that light. And doesn't mean that I have to be everywhere, but it just means that I'm being faithful and where he wants me right now, in the season of my life. And so, one of the things that I will say is, um sometimes the brightest light shines. And when we remove distractions and allow God to reposition us, we are allowing him to allow new things that we haven't prepared to happen, come into our life. And so, if you're watching this and you're holding on to something that God has been gently asking you to release, you're not weak. You're not weak. You're not failing. You're not worthless, okay? You are worthy, and you are being refined. And I feel like in the season that I'm in, I am being refined. And I feel like refined should have been my word in 2025, but I didn't really know what was all going to happen this year. And so I've had to ask him many times just had to lay it down at his feet and just pray and cry and journal about it. And I had to let him guide me in a way to allow my light to shine brighter through him and not in the flesh. Okay. And so, I I'm going to leave you with this. Okay. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Okay. So that's Matthew chapter 5, verses 16. And so I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for holding a space with me. And thank you for walking this journey with me, because, you know, my friend Hope actually commented on on my Facebook live, and my post, and she was like, "I don't think you failed. You did a great job balancing." And I did do a good job balancing, but it's time to close chapters in my life that no longer serve me. And it's time to walk in a purpose where I feel like I'm being led to, and I feel like I'm being called to, and I feel like I want to help others, not just behind closed doors and not through digital world, but also through the digital world. And I want to help others, face to face as well. And this season of my life and this year has shown me that. This year has shown me that 100%, that when I started walking, legitly, like, in front of people, and going and getting moms together at a coffee shop, or doing the Blooms and Blessings project, or going to my friend's house, who's also a stay-at-home mom, and building a relationship with her, and she's become one of my bestest friends, and I'm thankful for that. And another friendship of mine has rekindled, and we're in a good space, and I'm thankful for that too. And we just go through different seasons. And sorry, I have to get used to these bangs and learning how to style them and learning how to anyways, this is new. Again, new season. We're in a new haircut, new style. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what my stomach's growling. I gotta cook dinner. I'm excited. I'm excited for what 2026 is gonna bring. I'm excited to keep putting my head down and focusing on what God wants me to do instead of what Laura Ann wants to do and how fast Laura Ann wants to move. I gotta learn how to walk slower. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at. So thanks for tuning in.